Hello there everyone, AnthWolf here with even more Final Fantasy XIV, playing as Evane Jouberault here, still as our level 70 Red Mage. And where we last left off, we were spending a couple of hours going through the Red Mage class quests, which ended up going rather well, I believe. And as I mentioned, obviously previously before that, we were finishing off the main Stormblood story arc. But we're back here in Ralga's Reach, and we're about to make a start on the patch story content. Now, my streams have kind of slowed down slightly, especially in the Final Fantasy XIV department, mainly because I'm doing a lot of things in the background. There are still a lot of dungeons available to us. We can unlock various raids. What I'm up to at the moment, and I think I may have mentioned it in the last stream or yesterday as well, is that we're doing something called Eorzea, which is in a separate instance on its own series of islands. It has its own separate leveling system, and I did the Red Mage quests because you actually got a unique set of armor and weapon, the antiquated Merglis and the antiquated duelist's chapeau and such. All the antiquated stuff. And you can upgrade that in Eorzea. And if I see any players, I might point them out. But there are, I think, 3 or 4 islands. I think there's 4 islands of Eorzea. And I've been discussing it with a few viewers, and they really like some of the armor. So I'll probably be doing Eorzea in my own time in the background. But enough about that. Obviously I'll talk about my progress there, probably in the following streams. I'll tell you how I'm getting along in that department. I might show it off on a stream. It might not be something that actually turns up on YouTube. We'll see. But for now, we're actually going to progress in the Stormblood patch story content. Now, I'll be open and honest, I have never done this before on any of my previous characters, so I have little clue as to what we're going to be encountering, what's involved. I know there's a dungeon or two, I know there's a trial or two, but I don't know how the story develops, so it's quite interesting for me. So, let us make a start. So, all these are going to be, of course, level 70 quests. Orenvold's adventure. Lys seems troubled.
Come to see how we're getting on? We've made good progress since we took back Alamigo, but there's one big issue we still have to address. Leadership. The Domans had Lord Hien ready and willing to take the throne, but we've got no one like that here. Theodoric was our last ruler, and he wasn't called the Mad King for nothing.
Suffice it to say, our people have had their fill of kings, which means we need to find a new way forward.
If only it were that easy. Everyone and his uncle has an opinion. For the time being, we're just going to have to keep leaning on General Aldin and the Alliance for support, and see if we can't find a solution together. Something tells me we're going to be hosting a lot of meetings in the near future. But if that's what it takes, I'm ready to talk till my jaw aches. The Reach is yours, Nago. Don't do anything I wouldn't.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Ah, there you are. I've been searching all over for you. But don't worry, it's nothing bad. That said, this might not be the best place to talk. Will you join me? I'll get to the point. Might you be interested in a spot of adventure?
But of course.
After all, we were adventurous before we were scions, were we not? After routing the Imperials and liberating Alamigo, I reckon we've earned a bit of respite, don't you? And what better way to spend it than by returning to our roots? So, what say you? Shall we call on Alphino and go adventuring?
Twist my arm, right, don't you? We've learned the boxing emote. Let's have a look at it, shall we? Now, where will it be hiding? Well, if we were called Zeldinch, this would be ideal, but we're not. The darkness below. You can almost see the wheels turning in Alphino's head. The Imperial Province of Damascus. Interesting. Okay, we're asking around some middle-aged people if they were stewards for the Mad King. Dalmasca, Dalmasca. Yeah, I thought it was in Final Fantasy XII as well. The small desert kingdom of Dalmasca in Ivalice. Ah, yes. And its capital is the royal city of Rabanasta. That makes a lot of sense. I knew it was... Well, I was fairly certain. I won't say I knew, which is why I had to double check. Yeah. This is where you start in Final Fantasy XII. God, it's been a while since I played that game. Right, either way, we need to go over to the Alamegan Quarter. There is a 24-man raid that starts with the Royal City of Rabanasta. I think it starts or it's unlockable in Kugane, actually. You travel there via airship, but I'm not sure much about the storyline because I've never actually involved myself in that raid. Maybe we can take a look at it. Depends if there's a lot of people actually doing the raid as well, of course. But it's time before Shadowbringers. And no one here is admitting to having worked in the palace due to his the Mad King's desire to execute people at a whim due to his paranoid nature. Oh yes, at the moment I don't have my company chocobo. We are riding a Tyrannosaur, which I got from Eureka. My chocobo at the moment is undergoing a feather change. It won't be available to me for probably a couple of days, depending on how long it takes to properly dye our chocobo's feathers. Oh, we have a palace guard here. Ooh. Please give us a direction to the King's Scribe. Oh, I see. That's pretty grisly. Yeah, the former turd use some form of transformation magic. Downside. Oh, wait, what? I was gonna say the downside of a Tyrannosaur is it probably doesn't have flight. And then I thought I'd give it a go, and it proved me wrong. I don't think there'd be any reason for him to lie to us. It's gonna be in the dungeon, isn't it? The Mad King's Trove. Alphino seems eager to share his theory. So in the palace there may be a glamoured or magically sealed entrance to the drowned city. And there may be an entrance to Scalia, of course, under the water. Can a Tyrannosaur? Yes, it can. Why am I not surprised? Come to a worn stone door standing temptingly ajar. Alphino. The drowned city of Scala is now accessible. A new dungeon for us to explore. Let's have a look then. It is actually one of the level 70 dungeons. To gain the level 70 dungeon duty roulette. Oh, we will be level synced here. Also, I'm actually capped out on Tomestones of Genesis, which I think get you item level 390 gear. We are currently item level 380, of course. You can only have 450 per week. I actually get them from doing the Eureka instance. It was slow, but, well, I've done that in 3 days. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Long ago, in the dawn of the 5th Astral Era, the modest nation of Scala was founded in the land of Gia Albania. Over the span of several centuries, its people constructed a grand city of stone at the bottom of a steep-walled ravine. But even this natural defense could not protect Scala from destruction during a terrible age of war. When the great flood of the sixth umbral calamity later swept across the realm, the hollow ruins of the city were lost to sight, its remnants submerged beneath a raging sea. Haunting the depths of what is now Loch Seed, Scala's silent walls lure adventurers into the salt-laden waters with the promise of mysteries unsolved and treasures unclaimed. Okay. Is there anything I need to do before we begin? Don't think so. I will be right back though. Real life beckons, so hopefully the duty finder doesn't proc before I return. But I'll see you in just a moment. So, by the way there, everyone. So we have another DPS, we're just waiting for a tank and a healer. And before we begin, let's have a quick look at... I won't talk about what the mechanics are, but I want to have a quick look at what bosses we have. Okay, just reading how the boss mechanics work. First one seems fairly straightforward. Second one has an interesting mechanic, also like its name. We'll have a look at that when it procs. And the final boss. There's a lot to try and remember. Oh well. Here we go. Paladin, we have an Astrologian and a Dragoon. Super potion as a reward. Nice. Okay, up to the first boss. The Kelpie. Item level 315 gear. Not bad. Speaking of, I still have a lot of gear I need to turn in for seals. I'll have to get around and do that at some point. So getting up to the second boss now. the second boss. The old one. We've been turned into a Spriggan. We are. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, almost like Jesse's goggles from Garland Ironworks. And then we have the final boss. This one seems like it's going to be a nightmare. There's a lot of mechanics involved. Oh, that was one of the transformed members of Theodoric's court, someone he felt was a risk. Asking why Theodoric did it, maybe. Excuse me. And that door seems ominous. Oh, it looks like we have a smaller version of the old one. This is a member of Theodoric's family, maybe. Cursed idol. And up to the final boss. Well, shit. Holdrick Poison Tongue. Ah, Christ, like...
bugger it.
Are you all right?
Aye. Aye. Everything's still attached.
Ah, it seems both our paths led here. Very good. We spent altogether too much time fleeing fiends horrid and numerous. How fared you?
Too busy killing fiends horrid and numerous.
Much the same, then. 'Twould appear this place is yet inhabited by King Theodoric's kin, or what is left of them. The work of terrible magics, I fear.
Terrible, aye. But their misfortune is our fortune?
Quite. By the 12, there is even more than I imagined.
Is it a golden cannon?
Oh, I can't wait to see the look on Lisa's face. Thanks for believing in me, you two.
The Butcher's blood. Orenvald is still grinning at Alphino's discomfort. We should probably recall Tataru if we're talking about how to balance the books. Tataru and probably Reoil from the Crystal Braves.
of you!
Like hells we will! We know who you've got in there!
We're not leaving till you hand her over!
Bring her out! Bring her out!
What's going on?
Someone let slip about Fedora.
It's true then! The bitch really is in there! I knew it! I bloody knew it! We demand vengeance! Bring her out! Today we butcher the butcher!
Butcher the... Come on, you don't mean that! We'd be no better than the Imperials if you'd all just calm down!
Calm down! That monster and her thrice damned skulls dragged my man from our home and beat him to death in the street!
Aye! And my dad! That bitch has spilt enough blood to fill a lock!
We all know her crimes. She's a traitor and a murderer. How many of your resistance friends have died at her hands, eh? And here you are, protecting her!
So that's what all the fuss is about. Hearken to me, brothers and sisters of Alamigo.
Hey, who's this?
That's the Bull of Alamigo.
My friends, you are not alone in your anger, your grief, your despair, for it is mine as well. That gnawing pain in your breast, it is enough to bring an old bull to his knees. But I ask you, brothers and sisters, to think not only of the family and friends who were cut down before your very eyes, but to think also of the ones who were abducted, the ones who may yet live. Where were they taken? What became of them? These questions demand answers. I share your thirst for justice, for vengeance. But we will gain only fleeting satisfaction if we give in to our base appetites. We will never know the truth. Now is the time that we, the people of Alamigo, must decide what manner of nation we will build for ourselves, and for generations yet unborn. When they look to our example, will they see a people who held fast to their principles, or one who cast them aside when tried? I say to you, it is our responsibility to give these prisoners a fair trial, that they might answer to all of Alamigo. The Garleans called us savages, and I'll be damned if we prove them right.
I know you're right, I do. But I can't.
Thankfully, Roban was there to calm down the populace. That could have went pretty badly. Yeah, Vidola kind of wants to die.
Well, well, well. So many visitors. Come to have a good laugh, have you? Or do you mean to put me out of my misery? To finish what you started? It's about bloody time.
That's not why we're here, no. Do you remember what I said? How I promised you you'd live long enough to see us win our freedom? Well, I meant it. And not to mock you either.
You're wasting your time. All of this is pointless! There's no reason to keep me alive, and you know it! I killed your men. I killed my men! And you know what my only regret is? That I didn't kill you when I had the chance!
That's a lie, and you know it! You think we can't tell what you're trying to do? That we're blind? Yeah, you're a fool, but you're not stupid. You're ruthless. Relentless. You'd give up anything and everything to get what you want. You didn't come this far, climbing over the bodies of your own brothers and sisters just to piss it all away. I see you, Fedora. I see you for what you are.
Come along, Fadola. We mustn't be late. The Imperial Viceroy will be attending today's banquet.
All right!
That's right. A lot of the skulls, the Cranny Lupa, were made of like merchant and noble people's children.
Father, what's Lord Gaius like? Is he nice? Are you friends?
There you go again with all your questions. Lord Gaius is a great and honourable man who looks after all of Alamigo. He's very busy, and if we don't hurry, we'll miss our chance to see him.
Filthy tin-head lovers.
Father, what did that man call us?
The little tin-head lover doesn't know what she is, eh? A traitor, sweetheart. A backstabbing bitch who'd gladly betray her kith and kin to gnaw on what few scraps the Imperials deign to toss her. Like your bastard father and whore mother.
That's not true! My parents are good people! They've never done anything like that!
Oh, but they were quick to help themselves and their bitch spawn, weren't they? You're just as guilty as them.
For Dola.
Traitors!
Please, you have to do something! My husband and daughter are in danger!
Soldiers of the Imperial Army are under no obligation to intervene in the disputes of arms.
We're citizens! We have rights! I'm scared.
It's all right. It's all right. They don't understand, but they'll see in time. They'll see that this is the only way to survive. Traitors! Traitors!
Let the savages have their fun. They'll be more compliant once they've tired themselves out.
Fadola, please! You already have citizenship. Why would you want to become a soldier? Oh, gods! What have you done to your face?
Forgotten it already, have you? I'm honoring Father's memory.
By telling the world that you know better than a common savage.
Am I though, Mother? Are any of us? Can't you see? Citizenship means nothing to them. If you're not a pure-blood Garlean, you're no different from any other savage. So I'll play the part. I'll join the Legion and I'll make them respect me. And when the mob see that, they'll think twice before throwing their stones. Ansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn. It's time. It'll be hard. Humiliating. They'll try to break us. Send us crawling back to our own kind. But we won't, no matter what. We'll bleed for them, die for them if we have to. We'll do whatever it takes to be free!
So, you mean to play the part one last time, eh? The unrepentant traitor whose death will serve to unite the people?
Shut up.
You had every chance to kill yourself. Fashion a noose from your clothes. Wait for the guards to leave you alone long enough to slip it over your neck.
I said shut up!
Oh, but then it would have all been for nothing, wouldn't it? Whatever it takes. That's what you said.
Been in my head, have you? Had a little peek at my past? And what? A few stolen memories tell you everything you need to know, do they? Don't you dare patronize me! You don't know a god's damned thing about the life I've led! The bastards that killed him. The bastards that let it happen. My father deserved better! I swore I'd do whatever it took to make them pay!
Oh. Well, isn't that interesting? She turned it around.
You. All that power. All that pain. It's too much. Too much for anyone. The things they've done to you. The lies. The betrayal. The endless fighting. Yet there you stand. Unbroken. How? Why?
Well, you've been in my head. You know why.
Damn you. Damn you all.
You still have time, Fordola. Think about how you want to spend it. Let's go.
Echoes of an echo. Lisa's lost in thought. Yeah, maybe we can understand what that Allurus actually... what he actually did, how he actually imbued people with the Echo. Of course, we did kill him, I believe. I don't think we left him alive in the Palace of Alamigo. It's interesting that they designed a way to imbue... well, it was designed to imbue Garleans with Aether. Since Garleans, seemingly genetically or pure-blooded Garleans, don't have any way to use magic, which is why they resorted to technology. Maybe worth getting Eorzea here. I think that was the pod that held Kryl, wasn't it? Pods designed to drain Aether from an occupant. And yeah, because Kryl did have the Echo, so they were probably investigating how it worked. Surrounding pods are more supply subject, which is Aether. And this is the master subject. So maybe Kryl can help? Because it looks like maybe she was given Kryl's version of the Echo? Idle conversation prohibited, eating and drinking prohibited. Facility regulations, not all that interesting. Oh, bloody hell, didn't even see all the bodies. Well, it was mentioned that a lot of the Gallian Empire didn't trust the research, which is why Xenos took on the services of that researcher, Alulis. That's probably not how you pronounce his name, but he was hired by Xenos. So, well, at the same time, Xenos also had the Echo. Whose power did he take? Hey, Pippin. Remember how the last audience went? Is this the best idea? I guess we're not going to be drinking wine. I wonder if Roban would be persuaded to stay and maybe Pippin will take over the Immortal Flames. A Sultana's Strings. Alphino's thoughts appear to have turned from adventure to administration. Okay, back to Uldar. As we're heading up to the Chamber of Rule, I'm guessing that's where Bartholomew is. Indeed. Before we speak to him, real life beckons once again, so I will pop myself away. So we'll park ourselves here. Alright. I will be right back, and then we'll go speak to the Sultana. Sorry about the wait there, everyone. Okay, let us continue.
I thank you for answering my summons in these most interesting times. You have been busy.
Just a little.
The liberation of Alamigo will have far-reaching consequences, and there is a matter upon which I would seek your counsel. I speak of Raobarn and his future.
Oh, wonderful.
All know the tale of his rise from penniless refugee to member of the Syndicate and General of the Immortal Flames. Yet though he has come to call Ul'dah home, it will never be his homeland. He is a son of Alamigo. And now that she is free, I thought it only a matter of time before he sought my leave to return to her. Indeed, I had resigned myself to his loss. Suffice it to say, I was greatly surprised to hear him speak so lightly of handing over the reins in Alamigo and retaking his place at my side. I will welcome him with open arms, of course. He is my most trusted advisor and my dearest friend. But I have known the man a long time, and beneath that steely gaze, I spied a flicker of doubt. Whether Raobarn chooses to remain in Ul'dah or return to Alamigo, I only wish that he do so with a heart unburdened by guilt or regret. Yet, how can he freely make such a choice, knowing how much I depend on him? It is past time that I learned to discharge my duties as a sultana alone. I must go forth and see my realm with my own eyes, and hear the wind with my own ears. Might I have your company for a brief adventure? Wonderful. Allow me a moment to change into something a touch less conspicuous, and I will join you outside.
Now, in a past that doesn't exist, if we started in Ul'dah with our character, we would encounter Nanamo in a less conspicuous outfit. I wonder if she's going to be attired the same. Of course, we started in Gridania, so we do not know about her other name and appearance, of course. Llyra, yes, that's right. Excuse me. Sneezing away. So Sultana wants to go out amongst her people. To be fair, yeah, I think the Sultana's hands have been tied. Despite it being a sultanate, the syndicate, the wealthy merchants, have a great deal of power in Doldor, as we well know, due to events. Even Gogbert, the Lord of the Gold Saucer, is a member of the syndicate. But he does his bit by hiring refugees quite often, as we discovered through the Red Mage class quest. Speaking of, there is still a side adventure we can go on, revolving around Godbert. Okay, back to Uldaran to the Colosseum, where Al Rauban earned his name.
Grace, you mustn't! The danger is too great! Please, Your Grace, come back! I beg of you!
It seems you're the one who needs looking after, Master Sham. Raubon!
Your Grace, I have kept the promise made.
So you have, and in turn, so too shall I keep mine. With your winnings, you have become one of the 6 most wealthy souls in all Uldar, and so, as tradition dictates, Raubon Aldin, you have earned yourself a seat on the Syndicate. May your new station garner you still greater glories.
I am honored, Your Grace, and vow to serve with every fiber of my being from this day till my last. Long live the Sultana, and long live Uldar!
A Sultana's duty. Nanamo seems lost in thoughts of the past. Okay, to the Thaumaturges. The Syndicate aren't going to help, but... Well, Godbird maybe, since he employs refugees. And he is a member of the Syndicate. Yeah, there you go. I'm glad I did the Red Mage quest before this then. We aren't acquainted as of yet. I suppose we could have been acquainted if we did another series of side missions. I think there was an event last year. It might be a yearly event, I can't recall, where we could also have been introduced to him. He is rather eccentric, as Nanamo has mentioned. But I think that's just how his family are. Okay. Uh-oh. She's been tempted by the splendor of the gold saucer to gamble, maybe. He's actually wearing clothing. I'm surprised. You'll find out later if you don't already know. I'm glad he was completely frank with her. He wants the refugees to learn to be self-sufficient. After all, a lot of the Uldans believe in your worth is what you achieve off your own back, off your own effort. you succeed or fail through your own choices. A Sultana's resolve. Nanamo appears to be reassessing her plans. We want to trust Hancock with the Sultana's business advice? I suppose... Are we going to be asking on her behalf? Are we going to mention it? Because whatever we mention to Hancock will probably end up in the ears of Lord Lolorito. If nothing else, we can say hello to Tataru. Where is Tataru? Guess she's out mingling. And he's pushed us towards Lolorito, of course. Something that we probably didn't want to do. But I suppose if the Sultana does get the support of Lolorito, especially in a if she puts it in a way of securing profit, then her direction will be less opposed by the Syndicate. Now, I don't quite agree with it, but it makes sense. That's true. She can meet with Lolorito without Rauban's backing. It makes her more self-sufficient as well, doesn't it?
A personal summons from the Scions. This must be important business indeed. Though, if it concerns anything so underhand as an assassination, I fear I can be of little help.
I'm sure.
You have made your point. 'Tis indeed unsettling to find oneself seated across from an impassive mask. There, would this better please your grace? Or should I address you as Lady Lilira?
I always wondered if that was his statue outside in Vesper Bay.
Nay, the deception has served its purpose. I'm glad to see you found amusement in my little jest, Lord Lolorito, but shall we proceed to the business at hand?
By all means. I must say, I'm most eager to hear your proposal.
Simply put, I would aid the refugees camped in Thanalan in their efforts to return to Alamigo. The reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be used to fund the endeavor, together with the fortune seized from the late Teleji Adeleji's estate. But this plan is not intended to benefit the displaced alone. I would make of this an investment which shall enrich Uldar and Alamigo both. And who better to consult on matters of profit than the wealthiest man in all of Thanalan? I beseech you then, Lord Lolorito, share with us your mercantile wisdom.
Ah, 'twould seem your grace has matured beyond acts of earnest yet misplaced charity. Pray tell me more. To summarize, in return for facilitating the repatriation of refugees and assisting in the establishment of new industry in Alamigo, you ask that a proportion of all subsequent profits be promised to Uldar. Ha! I am impressed, Your Grace. 'Tis an elegant solution, albeit one lacking certain crucial details, specifically which industry and where.
How swiftly you identified the weakness in my plan, just as I knew you would. Your travels have taken you across the length and breadth of Gir Abania, and you know the land far better than I. Which of the settlements you visited would best provide a home for our refugees? Which has the greatest potential to flourish, given the appropriate investment?
Good question. Alagiri, probably.
Yes, if a stable trade route can be established between Uldar and Alamigo, then Alagiri would once more become an important waypoint. But while such growth would greatly benefit its current residents, I'm afraid it could sustain little beyond that.
How about the Saltery then? Since it's pretty much in ruins, it had to be rebuilt.
Ah, yes, that desolate little village on the shore of Loch Seld. I know the Saltery and its products well. The Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare say, it could transform a modicum of effort into a mountain of gil.
The local citizens will need to be consulted, of course, but I trust the East Aldenar Trading Company can be relied upon to provide its assistance in negotiating a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Naturally, Your Grace. I shall dispatch representatives well-versed in the extraction of this white gold, and wring every last ounce of profit from its production. The Loch's bounty will contribute to Alamigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden on the bull's aching shoulders. Just as your grace desired.
A deal is struck then.
That actually worked out rather well. So, gold already in circulation by Lolorito from taking Teleji Adeleji's estate and businesses, and the profits he made during that time will be put towards aiding the Alamigan refugees and building up their infrastructure, and then any profits from the Sultry and other businesses will come back to Uldar. Securing the Sultry. Nanamo is ready to move ahead with her plans. Okay. We now need to speak to Lise. Let her know what's been decided in the background. Ah, Wiskar, of course, his grandfather, was from the Sultry. The luck said monster. Nice. Okay, we're going to help Wizcar deal with the local menace. Speak with Wizcar and use the telescope to observe a local Yabi. We're trying to identify weak points, perhaps. Search your surroundings for Yabbies. You may move the camera. Ah, okay. Similar to the blowgun earlier. The jaw, perhaps? The entire body is protected by a hard carapace, but the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable. For the soft underside of the head. Plus we have the eye. Anything else? Forbad's hands are large and powerful, but destroying its crystallized core could render the salt golem inanimate. He sends power pulsating from behind its brow. No, we'll give him good advice. Blissful arrival. Alphino seems satisfied that he and Wat are of one mind. I guess Alden's learned that we went for a walk with the Sultana. I wonder if he's happy with us. He's probably not happy with us. Especially that we've helped her secure a deal with Lord Lolorito.
Apologies for the wait. People are screaming for the butcher's blood again. No sooner have we broken up one mob than another forms. Thankfully, all have been amenable to reason, thus far. But it is no concern of yours. We must speak of the men Arenvald and his comrades apprehended in the peaks.
By their uniforms, the captives were first judged to be Imperial troops. But after further investigation, their true identities came to light. I dare say you remember Yuyuhasi and Laurentius, the fugitives who conspired with Captain Ilberd in the Crystal Brave's betrayal.
Is that who was following us? We were told that Lalafell and her were following.
Aye, well, it would seem they followed him all the way to the wall. It was they who orchestrated the slaughter of the resistance fighters prior to the Griffin's infernal ritual.
Were it in your hands, how would you punish these men?
Were it in my... I'm fairly vengeful, to be honest with you. I'll be honest.
Hear, hear. There is no more fitting sentence for the perpetrators of such a massacre, and that is but one of their crimes. In any event, I thank you for your honesty. When the time comes for the Alliance to pass judgment, I'll see that your opinion is heard. Well, that concludes our business here. But there is more I would say. Walk with me.
Laurentius had plenty of chances.
I bear a share of the blame for Ilberd's atrocities. Had I openly supported the cause of Mhigan liberation, he might not have felt driven to do what he did. Things could have been different, and I'm sorry they aren't. But even after all that has happened, my homeland is free. With the Scions and the Alliance at their side, my countrymen have reclaimed what many thought lost forever. Under her new leadership, I have every confidence that Alamigo will emerge from the shadow of the Empire and rise once more to greatness. Which means my work here is done. Soon I will return to Uldar and take my place at the Sultana's side.
Father...
I'll not deny there's a part of me that wants to stay. The same part that contemplated renouncing my rank and joining you as a wandering sellsword. But I pledged my blade to Nanamo, and I will not betray that oath.
Is this truly what you want, Father?
It is. Ever has my sword been hers to command, and ever shall it remain. Thank you for lending an ear. When all the rest are clamoring for me to stay, I trust you'll send me on my way.
And the Kaliana are coming. I know Lisa had invited the Vera. Kaliana, of course, have deemed themselves to come. I imagine they would be welcome, but their thoughts and opinions on peaceful communication, well, weren't really positive last we spoke. We had to kill their deity, of course. Because we probably have invited a Viper into our midst. Return of the Bull. Rauban seems unconvinced by the Kaliana's sincerity. Well, yeah, she is enthralled. Kaliana try to start something, we'll sure as hell finish it. After all, they're coming under like a peaceful banner. If they break it, then they're the ones at fault. Hey, you stole that. It's been a while.
Thank you all for coming. I am Lys Hext, and I speak for the Resistance. Among you are village elders, refugee leaders, envoys from the Ananta and the Kikern. You've come from every corner of Gridania to help decide the future of Alamigo. But before that, I want to ask you a question. What was the first thing you noticed when you came in? For me, it was that empty throne. It has no one to sit on it now. No viceroy, no king. Would any of you like to take their place? Or should someone else sit there? Then let's sit here in a circle, as equals, and I hope, as friends.
Expertly done. Lys has removed monarchy as a choice early in the game, and positioned them to consider a joint government. All things considered, I would say events have got off to a fine start.
And that is Alagana's stance on the matter.
Thank you, Ragenfrid. Another vote in favor. Next, let's hear from Shanti of the Kaliana. Tell us, how do your people feel about the idea of a republic?
The Ananta wish only that those who dwell within Gir Abania devote themselves to our faith. You shall all worship Sri Lakshmi!
That's not gonna happen.
Lady of Bliss, grace us once more with your beauteous visage!
You summoned a primal in the middle of the throne room?
This can't be happening. No crystals were allowed through the door.
We can worry about the how of it later. We need to evacuate these people right now, or the Primal will make thralls of them all.
It's up to us.
Gods damn it! The guards were already turned! Fools!
No, you don't!
The Kaliana would see us all enthralled.
Then they're going to be sorely disappointed. We have the Warrior of Light and Arenvold to shield us.
Aye, but they can't well defend your guests and attack the Primal, can they? We're stuck on the back foot.
All right, I think I have an idea. Keep these people safe, General. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Whatever she's about, she'd best make it quick. Come then. Who will be next to die on my steel?
She's getting Fordola. The only other person with the echo who is here for Dola. Use the deflect action to dissipate Aether spheres.
I offer you peace and serenity. I shall free you from your hate.
Ooh.
Damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
What of it? Do you want to kill this thing or not?
Raban and Lisa's staying. Shit.
Do not your souls weigh heavy? We're not actually doing any damage.
Here it comes!
Ooh.
it! We beat her!
What is this?
I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the Echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't. I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xenos, or you can fight for Alamigo. Your choice.
Seven hells. It's her, the Butcher.
It's done. Take me back to my cell.
You are not forgiven. Not you. You, I will never forgive. But I will thank you. For standing against a primal and saving us from servitude. You have my thanks.
Hello there, Chicken Tiger. I was all focused there. No, I'm probably near the end of it, to be honest. This is a patch 4.1 of the story arc, and I'll probably take a break before going into patch 4.2. I've been going for about 3 hours now. Maybe a bit longer. As I say, I will take a small break before going into patch 4.2, but I will grab something for lunch. Ah, I see. Yeah, no, feel free to lurk. You're very welcome to. So Lisa and the Alamegan representatives have their talk once again.
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens. The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government model on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people. It is a fair decision, and one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Gyrabania's stars one last time before I leave. Forget something? Your Grace, there was no word.
Raubon Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
But, Your Grace...
Raubon, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Alamigo.
you desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Uldar? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies. So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
Nanamo.
Smile for me, Raubahn. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Uldar.
Tomorrow you will serve Alamigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
Yeah, Nanamo could just want Pippin all to herself. Oh, great. Some thunderstorms here. I think that's just a normal weather pattern here, but I'm just going to double check. Thunderstorms in the lock. Nope, that's not how you spell the locks. That is also not how you spell the locks. Bloody hell, my typing. Yeah, it's quick 11, not thunderstorms. Yeah, to know there's a particular weather pattern to summon Ixion. And it's similar to thunderstorms. Oh, and it's cleared up already. It's clear skies. Yeah, the weather has to be quick 11. Okay, keep that in mind. Similar to in Aziz's La. I've seen Ultima Weapon flying around, but I can't remember what the weather pattern was.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
You're kind to include me, Lise. But we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow. No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Gridania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project. She was in search of General Oldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Be at ease, Alphino. 'Twas only a jest. But I must yield the floor to Raoban. He has an important announcement to make.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
You may be getting on in years, Father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Yes, the bull of Alamigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor. And you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
So, does this mean you're staying?
Aye. That seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
If, he says. Welcome home, Raoban.
Well, that was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised. Either you are more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch. In any event, one thing is certain. Alamigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
completion of this quest, you will be able to access the palace's rooftop gardens by speaking to the Royal Menageries attendant. Okay. I've never actually been up there, bar when we encountered Xenos, of course. The Royal Menageries attendant. Oh, on the completion of the quest. Right, over to Aralga's Reach then. Looks like Alice's fully recovered. And we gained a dress-up Rauban as a minion. Detachable arm is optional. Lovely. Meanwhile, in Kugane, I was wondering if that was Dango. More Dango for her then. Has she lost her memory? It's likely they were both... Oh, meanwhile in the Imperial Palace... Who was that exactly? Lord Xenos is alive, seemingly. Well, his father seemed rather unconcerned about his death. Maybe there's something to that tale. Have a look at our dress-up Rauban. Where is it? Ah. Produced to commemorate Alamigo's liberation, this avatar of the Flame General was originally meant to serve as an apology for the campaign's troubled start. To that end, it was said to have been programmed to beg forgiveness a dozen different ways. Okay, as I say, we will take a break here, and when we come back in the next stream, or the next video, depending on how you're watching this series, we will be going into story patch 4.2, which is titled, let me get this right, Rise of a New Sun. For those of you who are lurking or watching here on Twitch, of course, that will probably be in about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. But we'll continue straight back into even more story content. Either way, thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this series so far and this stream. And hopefully, if I don't see you next time, hopefully you enjoy the rest of your days. Until then, though, bye bye now.